goes off, you definitely have to go back to draft phase and you can point, this is where things went wrong.
I think a lot of things can go wrong in all honesty when you get into game, considering the lineup of EDG, but touching quickly on Newbee's final pick, which was Ezreal into the bottom lane, was kind of yeah, relegated to that pick pretty much, considering what was banned away from him.
Okay, so this is kind of cool. Ezreal is, I mean, you look at that and you say, okay, Ezreal and Malzahar, they've pretty much lost this bottom lane, but they actually can come back and still compete against Ashe and Zyra, but they have to do it at level 1, and they have to do it with winning trades. We talk about this all the time. The meta is you either play a shoving lane or you play a trading lane. Ezreal plays a trading lane, and he can compete, but he needs to make sure that as people are coming into the lane, that he's layering down his mystic shots, that he's able to outrange you, which means that they need to pop the Zyra plants to make sure that the initial push doesn't go off, and they need to do something kind of cheeky with level 1 vision, because if you face check into Malzahar or Ezreal, they're going to blow you up. So level 1 is really important for these bottom lanes to determine who's going to get control of that bottom side of the jungle, and FINNALE can exploit that since he's on the Lee Sin.
That's absolutely where our focus should be, but we can't forget the fact there is a LeBlanc in the mid lane.
1-3-1. And the TP really helps empower that. Wayless was kind of the guy that started that in the LPL. It never really died out. Although, hold on.
Oh, Scout jumps in because he had Fire Lolly to support, but the flash and the knockup from Swift will get a first blood onto LeBlanc in the mid lane. And the rest of the damage onto Fire Lolly, he just needs to get out and will safeguard over the wall. So he saves his own hide, but first blood to Newbee.
Yep, disaster right there. Any sort of advantage Swift got off the first blood is now being eaten up because he can't compensate the difference for his bottom lane.
And that's actually really bad, because they're just going to lose this tower with Fire Lolly being down there. Scout in mid lane, jumping onto Coco, the second usage, but he's going to be blown up on the spot! Coco with a 1v1 outplay! Fire Lolly is still around the area, and you can see lots of vision being set up by Mako. And multiple on the way ping because there is a TP coming in from Mouse. Someone's gonna die. Moore has actually just left LWX to fend for himself. This is not. Oh no, he's still dead. Mouse has just killed him apparently. And LWX may get this kill in return. Lands a true shot barrage. That'll force the flash from Zet. And Fire Lolly will bounce towards him, find LWX, and punch him to death. He's gonna give it over to Mouse. Oh, that went quite badly. Nice back. He's very close to Spirit Visage, only 8 minutes in.
There's nothing that Maokai can do to force him out of the lane.
Taking Coco for a walk in the mid lane though. Mako, Stranglethorns as well, knock up, auto attack, and actually Mako secures the kill. Make
sure that they know exactly what skirmish they're going into and that they're getting their advantage, because again, if the lane assignments are incorrect, if that Ashe arrow or the Ashe shows up to the fight with the Ezreal, then it's automatically lost.
Gets the snare regardless, and everything thrown on top of him. Coco, there's literally nothing he could have done there. Maybe flash preemptively in the bottom. Mimic has been used and the shatter onto the minions. Coco and more lands the ultimate onto Fire Lolly. So much damage actually from the Voidlings there. Coco will finish him off with Overload. We'll jump in with the Round War. Find Mako as well for the double kill. 2 kills over to Newbee. And Ashe will have to scatter out of the top lane. So after all of that, no towers go down, but 2 kills to Newbee.
Teleport from EDG. They're looking for a flank play. Double TP.
Scout and Mouse coming in from one side, but the engagement's already happened from EDG. They do need to survive for a couple seconds as Mouse comes in, slams LWX against the wall. Now LeBlanc, the cavalry has arrived. He hasn't really locked onto anyone just yet, but he takes down the ADC. More locked up within the Stranglethorns and the grasping roots. Well, more fused. Someone's getting out. Actually, both players do survive. Mouse leading the charge, and no one quite has locked anyone down. Fire Lolly almost taken out by Coco. Hit an item power spike in the form of the Triforce, but Mouse is the one to engage right onto Maul. He has no flash from that immediate play. Swift the knockup and the follow-up as well from True Shot Barrage. Fire Lolly so close to the death chamber, but he's still alive. 2 for 0 so far. V chasing down onto Zet and Mako. He's essentially unkillable right now. This may force the lineup back as Coco jumps in. Great block by Mako. That would have been the death of Zet for sure. Fire Lolly still has to go back to base. Mouth being chased down, and Scout will jump back into the back line. LWX almost with a takedown, and a shatter damage from the Sigil of Malice will finish off his quarry. A 3 for 0 favor of EDG. That's a commitment to finish him off, especially as Swift has just come back from base. This is one elongated team fight. Staring contest onto Mouse. Scout comes in as well. He doesn't have his combo just yet, but it's still enough down from the ethereal chains. On to Mouse, and that will be enough to finish him off. They
might have some kill pressure on this Maokai. However, this is 7.1. The lethality changes really haven't come in. He's close to parity with it, but not quite.
This is so good for Newbee. Finding him on a recall. Mako goes down, and this could result in a mid lane tower.
Pretty disastrous. They should lose this. Scout and Fire Lolly are trying to hoof it here.
Oh, but maybe the same thing happening as Moore is recalling in a bush as well. Caught by Scout. Ashar just whistles past the Scout, gets a very easy pickup. So, same storyline on the opposite side now.
Just all chat, report both supports. Oh, this is going to be the trigger, though.
Oh, straight onto it. Swift is over the wall. You just see them on the tremor sense, but no vision just yet. It's already down to half. You can see how fast this is being burnt out. TP coming in. They may just wait it out and allow Newbee to come in while the Baron is stolen by Swift coming out here in this 4 versus 5. They may have to sack some members, but FINNALE's down. This is quickly turning over to Newbee. Mouse, he's in the pit. He has the Guardian Angel, so it will take a little longer to kill him. But regardless, it will be 2 kills and the Baron to Newbee.
And this is what we were talking about. EDG had to be so much more diligent in setting up their vision control because they're against this type of composition. It has the Rek'Sai, it has the Maokai. It is a very tough region to play in.
Oof. Set instant response of the ultimate, but you can't dodge out of a Malzahar ultimate. That just means you're going to get picked. Another nice play from Newbee. Scout coming in from behind. Hit with the exhaust, duking left and right. He's got the dancing shoes right now. Completely dukes the whole lineup of Newbee and gets the minion wave.
That's the most important thing, is that he also pulls the creep wave. So not only does it waste Newbee's time because they're chasing around this LeBlanc, but he delays any sort of push that they would have on the tower because the Ashe is dead. That said, eventually the dancing shoes fall off.
And allow them to get to this state where we're now 37 minutes in, and Moore connects the ultimate onto Scout. LWX wants some damage, but massive distortion over the wall. Eliminates the ADC. FINNALE's going to jump in. Mouse comes in with the TP. Eliminates Moore, with Scout also chiming in for the kill. Now Swift is caught out, and he goes down. That'll be a 3 for 0. V is running onto Zep, but he's going to flash over the wall. And this big tanky Maokai, nothing he can do anymore against 5 members. 4 for 0. EDG pull it back in their favor.
And it's pretty much just a game of ping pong at this point. EDG threw it, Newbee tossed it back to them. They pull the Fnatic, they sit on a ward, and they catch Newbee out of position and just instantly blow them up. So Scout really compensating for his lackluster early game by huge damage late game.
Yeah.
Round 2. See ya, Coco.
Gonna find someone. Coco's gonna jump away. Courage of Colossus keeps him alive. But once again, the points in click. And Scout may even just die here. Got the Boiling Army following after. And finally, also under attack. Mouse is trying to find someone. Hits away Swift. And finally falls. LWX skirting around the outsides of the fight. Finds 2 kills so far. This is going Newbee's way. A 3rd kill on the horizon. And that's locked down. 3 for 0. Right now, it's just trying to finish off this Poppy. He does have Guardian Angel. There's nothing really to get excited about just yet as V launches himself onto the Poppy. Scout rotating from the top side of the map, jumps onto Moore, who again hits him with the ultimate. Mouse caught out after using that Guardian Angel. LWX will skirt away, but still fall over as FINNALE assassinates him. But it's still a 3 for 1 trade for Newbee, and they're closing into this base with a minion wave behind them. 43 minutes in, this very well could be the game.
And they still have 3 GAs live on them, on Ryze, Maokai, and Rek'Sai. I don't see any way that Newbee don't end the game here. There's no way that they can compete with the creep wave.
Scout jumps in, but he's instantly locked down. He does take out more, but there's nowhere to jump back to. And Zed, he's having a horrible time. He can't kill 1 time, but he definitely can't kill 3. Scout around the side, but there's no minion wave to abduct here. And V's actually just going to 1v1 him underneath a tower. This is a Maokai chasing after a LeBlanc, a fantastic image to see. Maokai players around the world, rejoice, you just killed a LeBlanc. There's actually 17 to 16. Newbee, 44 minutes in, take out EDG in game 1.
Newbee certainly know how to execute with it, and the cool thing is that this roster is pretty much the old school Newbee roster. You got Happy and Moore into the bottom lane. These 2 guys have been through thick and thin together. They go out of their way to make sure that they're on the same team because they do have history with each other, and this is now just kind of sliding in Coco. So if Newbee fans want to see the final form of their team, this is pretty much it. I expect this to be the strongest iteration of the team.
Well, high praise for the lineup. Final lock-in will be Gangplank into the top lane now up against V, so we'll be able to deal effectively with the pick and also essentially just farm to critical mass of GP, which is 2 items, so we won't have too many problems in the top lane. And again, Mouse playing a carry-orientated pick coming into this game, so EDG really bringing everything out, saying, FINNALE, jump up at Lee Sin, go Elise, just support the rest of the laners and we'll do the rest.
He's always been the 3rd wheel. Speaking of 3rd wheel.
Nice thundering blow from Scout, and that will just completely delay and stop that gang from Swift. Maybe turned around though with the assist from Mouse from the top lane. Again, V using the TP coming down, and Scout caught within the Shadow Dash. FINNALE will help finish him up, but that's traded. A 1 for 1 top laner for mid laner.
He's gonna bounce off more. And he killed him.
Oh, it wasn't a kill, so it wasn't enough damage onto Swift.
Theoretically, he could quickly get down there, but I actually think that this was kind of a missed opportunity from EDG. They were a bit slow on this rotation, and now they could possibly run into a four-man dive.
The trap has come up, and Happy is caught in the bullet time. Mako picks up that kill, and it's Scout raining down terror from the mid lane. Shock Blast will allow FINNALE to pick up the kill and the tower for EDG. And Swift will back away. And that's a Corki cutting off the escape route from Scout. He's going to bat him away, and V somehow still lands the Shadow Dash and takes out Scout in the mid lane. Lots of damage from these AoE ultimates being plonked down, but there's no follow-up, and that would be just a nice kill to Newbee. The posturing was zoned away simply from Make It Rain. FINNALE. That was the pickup, but he's probably going to pay for it with his life. There's nothing to jump towards, and V's also coming down right on top of Swift and also on top of FINNALE for the kill. Mouse was there with the zoning up, but it's just a kill.
And this is exactly what we were talking about. It requires more finesse to pull off EDG's composition correctly, where both scenarios of being part of a 5v5 comp as well as a poke comp. And here we go.
This is looking like a good fight for EDG. They instantly zone out Happy, and Moore is under attack, staying within that damage circle, but Scout called off to the side. He did not rejoin his team.
Fancy footwork coming through from Death's replacement, and a snipe.
And a snipe onto his would-be assassin. Well played to Zet, and that may open up a mid lane tower as well for the team.
Did everything last game, and they still managed to throw it. Now FINNALE's
caught in the jungle. Like this, it writes itself.
Couldn't write a better commercial. Will they turn on the Baron, though? It's still incredibly dangerous because you're looking across from a Gangplank, a Jace, and an Ezreal funneled into a small little corridor.
Still has the package.
Oh
no! What even is that damage? But nice chance of corruption from Happy. Swift will come out there as well, gets the knockup and the auto attack. Package out from Coco, who'll get involved in the fight, but he's forced back. Zet finds him. He's not good by Swift. Still has the flash. Takes out the ADC. This is going really wrong for EDG after that initial pick.
And this is the difference between when a Shin teleports in and when a Gangplank teleports in.
Delicious oranges. Man, EDG. Oh, Mako caught out Stranglethorn. Swift, he's still caught up in that. He just needs a Phrase Seeker. Oh, Missile Barrage, that works too. Mako caught out FINNALE. Nice cocoon right into an animation cancel. That was cool.
But the teleport has been pulled, which means that Newbee, this is your time. You have to pull the trigger. You committed your Shin to it, but the jungler is still alive. This is now a 50-50 smite with pressure on bottom lane from Mouse for this inhibitor.
And there's also still lots of poke out from EDG. It seems regardless they'll lose something from this. The cannon barrage comes down. Happy zoned out of the fight. Scout wants to assassinate him. This Baron's dropping very low. It's going to come down to a Spite War, and it goes over to Rek'Sai. Swift secures it with his dying breath. Zet gets called out. Coco coming in and sniped off to the side by Happy, who was still alive. So that was really, honestly, really good for Newbee.
Someone will have to respond to the bottom wave, however. Swift does have Tiamat. Yep. Just on cooldown, couldn't see it for a second. So I was going to say he could go down there because he would have his Rek'Sai ultimate, but instead they just send their Stand United.
Someone died and it was more. He was just rotating in the jungle.
Surprise! But for the fact that their support really can't for them.
I mean, what is Longsword doing here? But Mouse called out Coco and V. Easy as you like. The probably easiest pick of the century. I mean, like, I haven't watched it, but Mako knockup coming in here, and this could be 50 Shades of Death here for EDG. Zet getting followed down by V. Fantastic Shadow Dash will lock down a big carry. Scout's being pushed over. Mako, they're all so low. They're all one hit. V chasing after. Coco, they need anything. Happy will find the 4th kill. And with the middle inhib being exposed, this could be massive for Newbee.
EDG overstep and just get obliterated by Coco, who has showed up so big on this Corki. You know, we said they're pinching or they're leaving the mid lane open, so they knew that Coco was going to go for the Corki. They had confidence that Scout would be able to deal with it in the Jace, but Coco has just been night and day superior here.
This could be game right here.
This is 100% serious. EDG are about to lose for the first time in over a year.
Newbee are on to the Nexus towers. Only Mouse is surviving. He has to pull off a miracle play, and it's just not going to happen. Miniwave flooding in here. 5 for 1. Coco's the only one down. Newbee head on to the Nexus and take down EDG. The first competitive series loss in over a year. Newbee slay EDG.